welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be previewing the World Cup of Darts, which is coming up very soon. And where to begin? Well, I think the first place we have to start is Scotland, the defending champions, and with both the winners of that, both players that won it last time round, Gary Anderson and Peter Wright missing. It's going to be a very, very interesting tournament indeed. So let's get right into it. So this year for Scotland, representing them is Robert Thornton and John Henderson. And yeah, I think they're going to struggle to defend this. Obviously, I'm not too sure why Anderson and Peter Wright aren't representing them this time round. They're maybe just wanting a slight break with the mad schedule that has been going on since lockdown with the World Championships up and coming, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, I just think there's a lot of new debutants for different countries starting, a lot of big names on form again. I just think there's going to be a new champion by the end of it. Don't get me wrong, John Henderson, especially when he's on form with that rocking motion, if he's in the rhythm, then he is just about unstoppable. I was actually at the Aberdeen Premier League a couple of years ago when he drew 6-all with Michael van Gerwen, and he was just absolutely outstanding. So, I mean, on his game, he can give anyone a fright. Robert Thornton, though, I mean, yeah, he's the same. If he's on his game, he's a tough player to beat, but we've not seen much from him the last year or so, so I don't know, it's going to be tough, but we'll certainly see. But yeah, I think they're not going to defend their championship, and they've actually got a tough first round draw that they have to get through, even to start thinking about that in Japan, who can always cause an upset. Looking at some of these teams again, I mean, it's probably going to be one of the toughest years to predict for the Darts World Cup. I mean, you've got players, as already mentioned, John Henderson making his debut. You've got players like Danny Noppert, Damien Heta, Gabriel Clemens, all making their World Cup debuts for their countries. I mean, that's how high the standards are this year. I'm slightly surprised at the England pairing. Of course, Michael Smith and Rob Cross again. Michael Smith, understandable. He's been a bit up and down in form the last year, but again, on his day, I think he's one of the best players in the world. Rob Cross, though, he's been all over the place since he won the World Championships a few years ago now, and I just think you've got players like Nathan Aspinall, Glenn Durrance just won the Premier League. It's just, I just don't know if he should really be in that team there, to be honest, with some of the up-and-coming names coming through. But, I mean, yeah, I think they're going to struggle, if I'm being fully honest, with that lineup. Moving on, we're looking at the teams again here, and for me, looking at these pairings, there's going to be some upsets, definitely, with some of the pairings. I don't know if some of these pairings that I'm going to go through are going to be good enough to win it, but for example, here I'm looking at Germany and Belgium. Van den Berg, who's just won his first major this year, just a month or two ago now, pairing up with Kim Huybrechts, regular for Belgium. I mean, they can cause upsets 100%. Are they quite good enough to clinch a title? I'm not too sure. Same can be said for Germany, Max Hopp and Gabriel Clemens. I mean, very good pairing, very strong pairing. But again, kind of seen them win it. I'm not too sure if they're ready for it. Scrolling down, another team to look out for me is Australia this year. I mean, Simon Whitlock appearing this year with a new player to the World Cup, and Damien Heta, who kind of rose to the scene by winning a couple of Australian tournaments, knocking out big names, such as Rob Cross, for example. Simon Whitlock in great form recently. If you've seen him on the live events on Sky Sports, he's been outstanding, beating Van Gerwen heavily twice on the occasions in there as well. And Damien Heta on these games is more than capable of helping Simon Whitlock along, and maybe even to push on to win their first World Cup. I know they've been close a couple of times, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see that pairing, how it'll work, because obviously Simon Whitlock's been so used to other partners, particularly Kyle Anderson. So yeah, that should be interesting. But yeah, moving on, and overall for me, I think it's between two teams. I can't quite divide them though. It's going to be for me between the Netherlands. I think Michael van Gerwen has a much, with all due respect to Jermaine Watamina, I think he's got a better partner this year, a much more steady and consistent player in Danny Noppert. I think they're going to be tough to beat, but along with that, Wales, number 2 seeds this year, Gerwyn Price and Johnny Clayton. I think if Johnny Clayton turns up, because I mean we know in Gerwyn Price at the moment his form has been outstanding all year round, winning multiple tournaments. I think if Johnny Clayton turns up, which he's more than capable of doing, and actually giving Gerwyn Price a game, of course, I just think they'll be very tough to beat. It's between Wales and Holland for me. I'm going to stick my neck out on the line and go for Wales as outsiders to win this year's World Cup. But I mean, there's more than capable upsets. I mean, I'm looking here, say for example the Republic of Ireland with William O'Connor and Steve Lennon, both very good players on their day, that they can cause an upset or two. That you always have to watch out for Spain as well. Spain have a very consistent duo of Cristo Reyes and Tony Alsina. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but I'm sure I'll get corrected if so. But yeah, I mean, we've not seen a lot of Tony. I mostly see him at the World Cup, but I mean, in the World Championships, the World Cup, but I've not seen a lot of him in quite a while, so it'd be interesting to see how he plays. Of course, keep an eye out for Devin Peterson. The South Africans always have a good run when it comes to the World Cup. It should be interesting as well. And yeah, of course, you've got Japan, who are always very consistent in these tournaments, kind of quarter-finalists, and I believe maybe even semi-finalists. A year or two ago, I can't remember which time, but you've got Sergio Asada, I'm not sure how I'm pronouncing that. But I mean, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was the one that took Peter Wright last year's World Championships when he won it all the way to distance. I believe Wright had to check a 140 to stay in the match because he had match darts. So yeah, I mean, he's more than capable in his day as well. I mean, there's so many good players this year. It's going to be tough to separate this out. And yeah, although I fancy Wales or Holland, I mean, with all these teams, it's going to be just about impossible to be 100% sure or fully commit to any one team. But yeah, I can't see, although on their day, of course, they're capable, I just can't see John Henderson and Robert Ford quite having enough to retain the World Cup. So I think we'll definitely have a new world champions. I'm hoping for Wales, because I think Gerwyn Price, the way he's been playing, and Johnny Clayton as well, has been playing well consistently for a long time now. I just think they deserve it. Obviously, Michael van Gerwen and Danny Noppert with the Netherlands are going to compete with that, and Van Gerwen showing a bit of himself again, but yeah, it'd be nice for Danny Noppert because he's been playing well as well. But I just think Wales, I believe they've been in the final twice with kind of Mark Webster back in the day and everyone, folk like that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But my prediction is going to be Wales for my pick. But we'll have to wait and see. The World Cup of Darts is very interesting because, I mean, players can play better, they can play worse because of the pressure of representing their country and representing their teammates. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. So that is it for my World Cup of Darts preview. I'm going to go for Wales and for the win, but I mean, as I say, it's going to be one of the toughest years. Whoever wins it this year is going to be fully deserving, because it's going to be the toughest year, arguably ever, to win this World Cup with the lineups and the new debutants and all them. It's going to be tough, but for me, Wales, maybe Holland sneaking in there as well, but I'm going to go for Wales. So yeah, until next time, catch you later.